Peace to the chosen one, family. It's your boy, Eugene, the one and only, y'all. The realest motherfucker on this, this device, y'all. You know, you can be so real in this world, y'all, that people don't know how to react to it because they never experienced authenticness in this lifetime. So not only are you real with connections, but you're real within. So you're kind-hearted. You're pure, and you have internal strength. People, if they don't have what you have, yo, they only gonna jealous you for that power that you possess, So, I hope all y'all are taking care of yourselves, protecting your energy, and let's get into the video, family. So, a lot of people, as I look in this world, yo, and I go around the world, yo, I see a lot of people are lost, or I see them focusing on things, that may be pushing their elevation way past them, so that means that everybody indulges on a physical level, so in order to really progress or go up to the top, yo, what did Einstein say, yo? I must climb to the top of the heavens, right? You must leave everything behind that you love. Not because you don't love it anymore, but because you must focus on things that are really going to give you meaning in life, y'all. You know what that means? So that means that whatever you are doing right now, y'all, if it's not helping you, well, then leave it alone, because you already know how you already know what's going to happen just by you living that way for so long. It's like a motherfucker who gets nothing in life, but you chase things, right? Well, you've been living that way for your whole life. So you know that the same shit is gonna happen to you. You must change something up, Ask yourself, why do you feel this way? Ask yourself, how can I change this? If you're watching my videos, I mean, you have the awareness right now, y'all, because you're tapping in just to watch what I gotta say, y'all. My glow alone should be the reason you want to glow harder, man. Everybody can have a glow, but you can't buy it at the store, and you can't take it from other people, because God gave everybody a glow that's different. It doesn't even matter if you stand in the sun for an hour a day, y'all. I promise you right now, you will not get a glow unless you glow inside first. Your body has to metamorphose to even obtain this glow, because the glow comes from all the minerals and the vitamins that your body has been using to radiate new generational cells, y'all. So on a scientific level, y'all, your body is not on a high vibration most of the time you are living here. So you must retrain your body to live on a high frequency, y'all. You think people could just take high frequency right out the gate? Fuck no. Why do you think they get away from high vibrational people? Or why do you think they look like they seen a ghost? Because they're truly afraid of something that they can't predict. You're a rare commodity, man, if you are a chosen one. So remember how much power you have, yo. Whether you have a crowd behind you or you're walking solo with it. You don't need people, but people will need you in these end times, because when everything starts falling, crashing, trembling, they're gonna be looking at you and how the fuck you live, because most people are gonna be running around with their heads cut, because they've been waiting for someone to tell them how to live their whole life. That's sad, yo. People are waiting for other people how to tell them how to live. So you don't trust your own self enough to make your decisions, So think about that, family. And this is why I exactly tell you right now that there's no best or no great time for you to start the journey. You must get on the journey now, y'all. It's not about getting a glow. It's about showing off your hard work that people won't see. People don't see you living your life every day. They don't know what the fuck you do. But when you have a glow, it makes them feel like you take yourself serious. You know what that is? That's identity preservation. You respect yourself enough to push anybody away, whether they anybody. It don't matter who they are, y'all. You must love yourself more, because that's how God intended it to be that way. When self-love comes, love from everything and all things, whether they love you or they don't love you. But yeah, family, let's talk about these high streaks, y'all. A lot of people, they always want to talk about same retention, or they always want to talk about, staying on it. But you don't just want to stay on it for benefits or for reasons that you may want. For example, say you want the attraction, or say you want, to get a glow. You must look deeper, family, because if you are just wanting those things physically, you're gonna end up losing or relapsing one day. And I don't want the people who watch my videos to feel that way, because a lot of people have been to high ass streaks and they lost it all within seconds, within seconds alone. So the best advice I can give y'all for someone who's planning to live and experience the way I feel on a daily: take your time with the journey, dog. Don't rush it. Don't rush the process at all, because God alone is giving you this information. So you were destined to be always the greatest in your bloodline, because 95% of people will never stumble across this kind of information because they're not even looking for it, or they're not trying to be the best of who they can be. They love the comfort they live in now, which is fine. But there's a lot of souls in here who don't like to stand or understand anything. They stand over everything, So the next thing I want to talk to you about is, watch what you feed your brain, y'all. People want to edge. People want to, look at shit on the internet, y'all. Don't even look at that if you can't control your own mind, y'all. Mind comes into matter, because mind is matter. So remember, y'all, if you feel like you don't have the mental strength to hold back physically, you need to cut everything off, because it's not about the pixels or the pictures or the holographic images. It's about you needing to have self-control first. Everybody's different. Me, I don't need to do any of that. I could just live my life and look at you and I don't really care, because it gets to a point where you love this feeling so much that you won't give it away for nothing, y'all. Because you giving your energy away is like killing yourself. It's like you stabbing yourself with a sword or shooting your head off, because literally that energy came from you and you're giving it up for something that's not having no value. You're not gonna live forever if you give it up, but you will live a long time if you know how to channel it like this. So another thing that I want to talk to you about is, once you get that shit out the way, y'all, it becomes easy, because you're not living for nobody. Every time alright, I want to give y'all this gem, y'all. This has saved me a lot. If you are around pretty women, vice versa, you like men a lot that are, you're a woman, you may be intimidated, but you also may like the feeling that you are experiencing when you're around him, because your soul, it heats up your body, which causes the energy to rub off around others, because you are attracted to something around you, right? Well, whenever they leave the premises or when they're not around anymore, right? Don't think about them or overthink about it too much, y'all, because yes, you can respect them and love them for who they are, right? As you should, because they put that work in and you sense it. But always remember, before they were there, you was there first. So remember, self-love is the biggest kind. It's the biggest weapon you will ever have, yo. Because without self-love, yo, nothing else will look at you that way as you look at yourself. So preserve self-love, and then everything will happen. Don't chase, accept. Don't run, but take your time with it, yo. Because if you're running, you're overthinking, yo, you will lose yourself on this journey, yo. I promise you, because you haven't gave your body enough time to settle down and metamorphose with this new energy that you are experiencing every single day. But the one more thing I would like to tell you, man, to really protect your mind and calm the urges. I don't get urges no more, because I don't be looking at life physically anymore. I look at life as a spiritual being. I look at life like I'm a bolt of lightning, and it increases every single day. I live the organic way, like Christ wanted me to live, right? So eat healthy, y'all. Try your best to eat healthy or not eat as so much. Workout is crucial, yes, but don't let the body get to the ego to where you feel like you gotta flex or act like you some powerful creature, y'all. You know you're powerful. You don't gotta show nobody that shit, y'all. Keep it to yourself, because in times you may need to protect yourself, you have the energy to do so. But eat right, y'all. Eat a lot of fruits, man. If you like vegetables, eat that. I don't, but you can go ahead and eat whatever you want to. It's gonna give you life, y'all, because you're not trying to eat to die. What we eat, or what they told us to eat, is death. That's why you feel dead when you eating that shit, right? You feel like a fucking zombie. You're lifeless. Energy's being literally removed from you to break food down. That's why you need to eat to live. Eat things that have energy, y'all. But this was the video, and this is how you live the way of, organicness, y'all. Don't think when you're on the journey, I'm gonna go these days and lose it. No, you should be thinking that I'm gonna do this shit forever until God blesses me with whatever comes into my life, because you already took on a journey. Why would you want to go back when you know how you feel now? Don't waste your energy doing that, family, and don't waste all the hard work you put in. But this was the video, man. I love you. Ashe.